Let us now see mesh current method versus the node voltage method. There are some qualities that both of these methods have in them, and then we have to carefully assess a given circuit before applying either one of these methods. This is not actually should not be on a personal choice that one likes the mesh current analysis, so one like to apply on every circuit to solve this given circuit. There should be some engineering judgment involved in that particular sense. So if we see if we see this mesh current versus the node voltage method, we should notice that both the circuits actually reduce the number of simultaneous equation, right? Total number of equations to solve a circuit. This is a common trait for both these two methods, right? The second method is where to apply the node voltage and where to apply the mesh current analysis method. For that, we say that for a given circuit, the method that generates least number of equation is actually preferred, right? What do we mean by this thing? For example, if for a given circuit, if there is a possibility of supernode, we can adopt this node voltage method, right? And if there is a possibility of a mesh current, we can actually go for the mesh current analysis method, right? The second thing here is there are certain circuits where there is no possibility of applying a super mesh or a super node, but yet we can identify exactly what method yields the minimum equation to solve a given circuit. For example, suppose that it is desired to find out what is the voltage here. Let us say this is plus and this is minus, and we want to find out what is the voltage here, V naught, right? So which method we need to adopt for solving this given circuit? Now, if we go for the node voltage method, then we might be required to find out the voltage at this particular point and at this particular point at least, right? So we require to have a total number of equations for the node voltage method is actually larger than the requirement using the mesh current analysis method. We see here we have 3 mesh available, and it looks like that we require to have a solution of these 3 mesh currents. However, if we closely look into this particular circuit, then this IA is actually having the value which is equal to the current source value of this 4 milliampere current source, right? And this IB is actually having the same value as that of this 2 milliampere current source. So with this in mind, we know that IA is equal to 4 milliampere and this IB is equal to minus 2 milliampere. So what are we left with? We get left with only this particular mesh IC here, which is now just a single equation. So writing down the equation for this IC, I come to know that this is equal to 4K into IC minus IB plus 2k into IC minus IA plus 6k into IC minus 3 is equal to, that is equal to 0, right? So we have now only one equation left. We can plug in the value of IA and IB and in here, and thereafter we know what is the value of this IC. So we have I3 that is equal to 0.25 milliampere. Now once we know what is the value of this IC, then we do know what is the voltage drop across this particular resistance of 6 kilo ohm, and that is by virtue of the Ohm's law. So the current is entering here, so this side is positive and this side is negative. So the total voltage drop across the 6 kilo ohm resistance is the I square is the V is equal to I into R, and that is a multiplication of this 0.625 with this 6 kilo ohm source, and that gives me equal to 1.5. So we have 1.5 volt here in this particular direction. So the net voltage which is required at the output with this side positive and this side negative, that is equal to V naught is equal to that is equal to minus 3 by 2 volt, and that is equal to minus 1 point, or that is equal to minus 1.5 volt, right? So for a given circuit, we actually have to identify based on our own instincts that which method from these two gives us the least equations to solve a given circuit, right? Remember that apart from the number of equations, the node voltage method is a much more potent method compared to a mesh current analysis method, and that is because the mesh current analysis method cannot be applied on a planar circuits, right? So this is a very important point, that the mesh current cannot be applied on non-planar circuit. So hands down, we have the winner here, that the node voltage method is actually a more potent method compared to a mesh current analysis method. But as far as the circuits that are planar are concerned, we always have to see that which equation yields you the minimum results, that which method gives you the minimum equations to solve that given circuit, and based on that thing we actually define what method is actually useful to solve a given circuit. So with that, our with this in our mind, we have actually finished the two systematic methods to solve the electrical circuits. Rest all is the practice. You can practice this at home using different textbooks that are available, and by designing your own numericals, by connecting the circuits in different configurations, and thereafter you can solve the circuits. In the next class, we shall see how we can actually use some softwares like the SPICE software to solve and to analyze a given circuit using the coding as well as using the graphical user interface, right? So till the next lecture, take care. Allah Hafiz.